henrymcclure.live. All right, so to explain, when I say Topeka doesn't change, I had watched a Jetto meeting from like 9 years ago. And when I say it hasn't grown, when I was born, July 13th, 59, there was 19,846 people. And now we got 126,000. So the whole idea of the original economic development was to make your taxes go down by increasing the tax base and having the population go up. So look at your taxes and don't blame, let's not talk about inflation. Let's look at your real estate taxes. Look at your real estate taxes. And if they've not gone down in the last 3 years, well, or if they've not gone down in the last, since 2014, well, start thinking about that. And look, here we are. I got all bent out of shape the other day because of this email. Here, let me flip it around. So, to me, when I think about these two guys, they're the same. They're one people. I don't know how long Kevin's been county commissioner, and I don't really know Cook's full, or Aaron Mays' full term. But I think Archer died, and then he came in, and then he's been in for a certain amount of time. But here, look at this. These are the people that are sponsoring a big fundraiser for these two. And so I was like, I sent a couple emails out, and I go, what, you think I'm being a crybaby? But here's what you got to understand. From my standpoint, what I thought is the Chamber of Commerce is basically in the real estate business. Here, let me flip this around here. I thought that the Chamber of Commerce has basically been in the real estate business for years. And so let me wrap up the resentments real quick and move on. Try to give you a point of view from a real estate professional with 44 years. So if all the leads that come to the community go to the chamber, you know, hey, who do we talk to? What are we going on? You know, and then the government gives all the money to Go Topeka, which is a division of the chamber, but you really got to look at Go Topeka and the chamber as one group. They're one group. They're all in the same office. But what's really cool is like Go Topeka gets to charge rent. They got to pay rent to the big guy up here. And then, I think it's $119,000 a year in rent. But, and that's not cool. I'm being a smartass. Hey, David Banks is on it. Man, old David Banks, my old friend. I was cleaning up the office, and I found a letter from Joyce Banks. I remember her. But anyway, so the resentments are, if the government, if the government and the chamber are basically one, and Go Topeka is the foot soldier for $5 million. So, hey, I want to come to Topeka. Well, the mayor says, oh, you got to call the chamber. And then Matt says, oh, you got to deal with Molly. So if everybody's in cahoots, the free market doesn't work. So, and maybe these guys, you know, they don't want change because they're part of it. But like, this guy's doing the riverfront, and this guy's on the board of directors. So, what I'm getting at in a nutshell is if you like the way things are going, vote for Kevin Cook, and Aaron Mays. If you want change, vote for me. Go to ShawneeCountyFirst.com. Here, look at it. Shawnee County First. Lower taxes, public involvement. It's not about Henry McClure getting all the deals. It's about the market getting the deals. If you have, so number one, you save $5 million right off the bat by taking away Go Topeka, the money. So Jetto just says, we're not going to fund Go Topeka $5 million. And so Jetto can control the money. Plus, then we get Go Topeka to deed back all the real estate to either the city or the county. We figure out how to work that out between the governing bodies. But all of a sudden, that's $5 million back in the game. Well, why don't we just use it to fix the roads? So somebody's going to have to tell me why we've got a $16.5 million shortfall for the roads and from the city side. But Go Topeka shouldn't be spending $3.5 million to dole out money like the United Way. Excuse me. And like they come up with these little code names, Project Pencilhead or whatever. But these guys, and what's really a coincidence is like that's the same address where all the back taxes are out in Lawrence Bay. And so, is this whole group involved with not collecting back taxes for a decade? Kevin Cook was saying, well, when we were having trouble with a treasurer, we did a recall or, an ouster. Vic Miller promoted that. And really what was going on was Larry Wilson didn't want to close the annex because he's the treasurer, because the annex out at the mall was really great customer service. Plus, he didn't want the county commissioners telling him what to do. And, but Lindermuth hadn't paid taxes. Lindermuth hadn't paid taxes in on so many of his properties, especially White Lakes, and he ran White Lakes into the dirt. Well, there had to have been a different way to do that, but that aside, so maybe we need to have an ouster for that guy not paying his taxes. And then this guy, he tried to blame it all on the city. Oh, no, those are city specials. But the point is the city and the county have had Jetto for years. Why didn't they, in a Jetto meeting over the last decade, why didn't somebody go, you know what, as a group, we ought to start talking about Lawrence Bay? Are you connecting the dots? So if all the leads go to the chamber, Go Topeka's got the money for the economic development, the rest of the market, except those on the inside, and one of these guys, he's a real estate developer, he's a broker, he's the architect. So it's all an inside deal. I want my freedom as American to be a part of the process. It shouldn't all be choked by these people. You got $9.5 million for the chamber coming from donations. If they want to fund economic development their way, but we got to take it away from the tax. The taxpayers shouldn't have to do it their way. There's just no way. And what kind of leader of economic development owes almost $8 million in taxes? So my resentment and the reason I'm painted into a corner today is because of this system. And it's not about me being a part of the system, but I want Mike Morris to have to fight for the deals just like me. And I want Doug Bassett, Scott Bowling, all the 720 people that are members of the Topeka Board of Realtors, I want them to have the same shot at every deal. It shouldn't be completely choked by Molly Howey and Matt Pavarnak. Imagine 67% of the economic development money is done to run Go Topeka. Are you catching on yet? So that's like hiring a real estate person and they get $3.5 million right up front every year. And then they don't even have to do deals. And today, to add insult to injury, they're doling out money, $5,000 here. They had one line item called, what was it called? Working capital. Oh, $6,745 for working capital. Well, where did it go? Who's working capital? Was it so Matt Pavarnak could get his dock remodeled? So when he hosts all the political hacks out at Lake Sherwood, his dock is safe and he's got gas for his boat. Is that where the money's going? But here's the last but not least, I'll close it here, baby. We gotta break up we got too many eggs in one basket. If me just looking in to Go Topeka, and I'm actually just starting. Trying to get Chick-fil-A and Whataburger across the finish line. You know, right now I've been referring a lot of my business and working with other real estate people. And you know what that's called? Practice what you preach. So I've got a lot of business. I've been one of the, a couple of the biggest changes of sobriety is all of a sudden I've got money. You know, I got extra money. And I've been able to save some money and invest some money because I'm not drinking it away. And these guys spend like drunken sailors. You know, and he can't stand up to the city because he gets a $120,000 contract for the city. So he's got to, you know, watch his P's and Q's. He can't use foul language or stand up to him like I'm willing to do. Because, you know, sometimes only foul language is people, sometimes that's what they don't understand. So yeah, let's do things differently. If you want change, you got Blackburn and McClure in. If you like it just the way you've got it going on, we got to stop spending money. The best economic development we can do is lower taxes. Oh man, and if this Ken Corbett thing happens, you know, hey, let's not forget he's a lawyer, and he should know the litigious side of running meetings. And if he ran the meeting improperly and got sued and's got to pay back the county $7 million, and we start losing employees within the county, So yeah, I got a little bit out of shape when I saw that. You know, Greg Schwert, the riverfront guy, won't even return my calls. So what kind of public involvement is that? He's the wrong guy running the riverfront, and the riverfront is the next boondoggle. It is the next boondoggle. Why don't we figure out how to do away with downtown Topeka? Guy was telling me, look, it's $5,000 a year to pay to downtown Topeka. So why don't we figure out how to just add a few more maintenance people to sweep the ground and pick up and empty the trash cans? You know, there's got to be ways to do it. And this is what the government doesn't need. They don't know how to do. They don't know how to live broke. And we do. Developers do. Real estate people do. Because we're living from deal to deal. But the government doesn't know how to live broke. And when you're broke, you cut your expenses. You figure out how to do things more efficiently. We start asking people that we know, hey, how can we do this better? I'm heading to Kansas City. I got some work to do there. I love you guys.